Could we be getting a Solana ETF? Now, it sounds a little bit crazy, but hear me out. We've already got the Bitcoin ETF going through the ringer at the moment. We've then had the announcement that Blackrock has filed an Ethereum ETF, which means what would be next. Now look, down below there are chapters so you can fast forward to the sections that you want to help you navigate the video easier. Also, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before moving into the crypto space. It's very volatile. First up, let's look at CoinMarketCap so I can give you an overview. When you have a look at CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin, number one, then you've got Ethereum. After that, BNB, XRP, Solana, Cardano, the list goes on. Now, the reason that I point this out is the fact that when something gets knocked through, like the Bitcoin ETF, it just makes perfect sense that it won't be an if, but a when for an Ethereum ETF. And like you saw before, BlackRock has actually put forward what's actually happening with the Ethereum ETF filing. Now, to give you an idea, what has happened is on June 15th, at around this period here, this is when the ETF for Bitcoin was filed. And you can see here in Forbes, they've kind of breaking it down what it is for everyone, the Bitcoin ETF. And after that, you can see that from some of those lows up to the price we're up here, it's up 50%. Now in crypto land, that's not a lot, but in regular land, that's a lot. But the idea is it gave a lot of confidence in the market. But then what happens when BlackRock says that there is an Ethereum ETF? You can then see that we've got this missile of a green rocket right here, and Ethereum just ran up a whole bunch, essentially up 10%, and it's since cooled off. Now look, why can Solana actually have an ETF that'll come through? Once Bitcoin gets pushed through and BlackRock is making absolute bank off selling this to their people, and the people that are investing in the Bitcoin BlackRock ETF, IBTC, what will then happen is they'll be like, hey, these gains are good. We're happy to allocate more of our money to something else. And that's when the Ethereum NFT will come through. And because all of the boxes will be ticked for the Bitcoin ETF, it's like, okay, we know what we need to have in place to get the Ethereum ETF in place, which then means that they'll be more sort of likely to delegate part of their portfolio to then run through again. And then once investors see that return, investors will then want to see more ETFs come through. BlackRock will make more money, and that's what's going to essentially grease the wheels and get it going. Because the play that you could have made was knowing that when a Bitcoin ETF gets approved, the Ethereum ETF will be where the cash flows will roll into. And look, you can see here that Solana on that same day, when the info came out, it started to have this run up, and it is currently up 300%. That 300% return is so much better than the Bitcoin's 50% return. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into a big Solana shill fest. I just want to kind of point out what is happening in the market and where things can go. Now, having a look at the Solana Bitcoin sort of dominance, you can see here, even if you did get in, you were holding Bitcoin, so you just, like, you're going to still be up money, but if you got into Solana over Bitcoin, you're going to make a lot more than where it currently is. Now, I am not a Bitcoin maxi, I'm not an Ethereum maxi, I'm not a Solana maxi, I am a profit maxi. The idea here is I think that Solana has the potential to continue to run, and I've made some videos before. I called out on this channel that I was DCAing into Solana back when we were at some of these lower prices at around that 20 bucks, and it has since gone up around 3x. I have been DCAing into Solana. I have been buying Solana, not because I think it is a hold it for 100 years generational wealth play. I see it as a play right now to make some money. Solana, I believe, was oversold when we have a look at the FTX debacle. When we had that crash, it went down to like $8. People just, it was oversold. Where Solana is at now is just above where its pre-FTX collapse was. What this means is it means that now Solana is getting to a place where it is appropriately priced, still underpriced, but appropriately priced in the market, and that gain was an arbitrage that could be made. Now, like, to point out, the risk return on Solana just seems like a no-brainer. Just to get to the 50% mark, so the halfway point, which we did see some resistance here last time, we're getting to $135 per SOL. So the way that I see this is that the risk reward ratio of Solana just made perfect sense, especially when you're in this range. The idea that you could get up to any of these ranges and still be making essentially sort of 2-3x your money, this is where I got excited and I saw the potential and opportunity in Solana. Now, I do think there is some crazy builders working on it and they're building some great partnerships, and this is where I think an ETF can actually kind of come into it. It's not just a basement of dudes coding. It's not very grungy. Like, they have some very hardcore partnerships. They've got the partnership with Visa. They've released their own phone. Say what you want to say. What blockchain has actually released a phone? They are very mobile centric and mobile forward. The idea is that almost everyone in the world has some kind of smart device. Not everyone has a computer. To be able to log on, to have to use a computer to do some trading, that seems like a very dumb idea. Solana is very sort of at the forefront, and with their mobile applications, you're able to actually trade and use it. There are all these things going for it, but it's also positioning itself as a leader when it comes to blockchain technology and development, especially with the founders and what they've kind of done at Breakpoint, all the ecosystem, all the fanatics, all the people in the ecosystem. And by that then gives it some strength, which then means that you can get something like an ETF. So what I'm saying here is, I'm not saying to YOLO straight into Solana, but what I'm saying is, if you have a look at what will happen, the Bitcoin ETF, that will get knocked down and that will just start running off and kicking. Then Ethereum will come through next, and then next up, it's going to have to be some of these. They are not just going to stop at 2 ETFs, they're going to keep going down the list, essentially, because these funds and these managers, all these people are going to want to sell more and take a clip. And when you have a look, it's only a matter of time before a project or a coin like Solana actually gets an ETF. So they're kind of sitting in a decent position when I look at that. Now, I know that right now there are going to be some Solana haters that were like, Solana, sometimes online, SOL. It's like, dude, have you even used the chain? Do you actually know what's up? Solana over the last year has had 100% uptime. Solana has fired answer. It's going absolutely crazy. When people speak about decentralization, they talk about having a coin that is decentralized, that like the man can't touch and all that kind of stuff, yet they're buying off centralized KYC exchanges. They're not actually using the coins in a decentralized manner. Most people are just buying off exchanges and holding them in a coin, like in a custodied wallet, something like Coinbase, whatever. And I find that dumb. They're not actually self-custodying the assets, which is silly in the first place. So that's what I kind of see that negates people, and also people that are hating on Solana are people that are just butthurt that they didn't make these fat juicy gains when you actually have a look at what's been going on. The idea is that I've been buying in Solana at around that $20 mark, sort of averaging in at that $20. So boy, I'm up, and most people think Solana, it might get to 100. Even if it gets to 100 here, you're still making almost another 50% gain. If Solana gets to all-time highs from this price point here, up another 300% yeehaw. So for me, I am looking to take a decent clip out of the middle. And if you want to see my exit strategy when it comes to Solana, drop a comment below. Let me know if you want to put that together, and I'll show you the breakdowns of where my exit strategy and exit points will be to make sure that I am taking profits, but to also make sure that I'm not missing out on the upside. Drop a comment below and I'll whip that up for you. But yes, I do think that the Solana ETF is on the horizon. I see managers and these funds sniffing them out, because for them, they see this as a way to make a bunch of money, and if it can make someone else money, it's gonna make you money, and if you can get in beforehand, that can help you out a lot. So yes, that is my play. That is what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking. Hopefully you agree with me. Drop a comment below. If there is any Solana haters in the comments below, just leave a cry face emoji, tell them that they're butthurt that they didn't make any money off Solana, because if you've been watching me, if you've been bullish on Solana, you have most likely been DCAing and you're just absolutely ripping. Solana has some of the best community, it has some of the best applications, it has a really good sort of culture, they're building lots of stuff, it is really dope, really good, and for those reasons, I am actively buying. So yes, I do have a bag full of Solana. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, go down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And as always, I had a pleasure making this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.